Could be a great game. While we're watching this, Saints and Leeds tonight, there is a group of supporters taking part in a special sponsored walk in memory of a little girl called Holly who lost her battle with cancer last year. They're walking from Leeds to Huddersfield, and they are taking a pretty diverse route, because right now they're somewhere between the Castlebar Tigers and the Featherstone Rovers grounds. Walking for Holly includes her dad Gareth. They're hoping to raise £20,000 for Candle Lighters. That's a charity supporting children with cancer and their families, and the Forget-Me-Not Children's Hospice in Huddersfield. And I'm sure that everyone will give them their support if they see them. Phil Bentham is the big match referee, and what a big match it is. Saints haven't lost 4 in a row at home for 19 years. They'll be anxious not to rewrite the history books here tonight. Bo Falloon making a start this evening, and we're about to get underway here. We're underway, as you can see, at Widnes, where Warrington are the visitors, and Ben Pro will be keeping tabs on what happens at the Select Security Stadium, not too far away from us here at Langtree Park throughout the course of the night. We're a few seconds behind them, but we're now underway. St Helens against the Leeds Rhinos. Hardacre fields the kick-off, and Galloway will drive it in for the first tackle of the night.
Well, for different reasons, both sets of players perhaps will feel a little bit nervous. It's a long time since we've seen a Leeds outfit so far down on the table. And of course, St Helens, as Eddie already mentioned, and there the coach, Brian McDermott, says that they are slowly, surely, but they're building. But it's got to be an important opening 15 minutes. They've got to make sure they get over the advantage line and put a few doubts in the defence of this St Helens side.
Bo Falloon will get to his feet, play the ball to Burrow, and Burrow gets the pass away to Jordan Lilly. His big kick downfield will skip away. It's a solid surface tonight. Not too much rain this week. It's dried up considerably. And Kieran Cunningham, all wrapped up against a chilly breeze. They say it's going to be a bit cold before we finish here tonight, but so far so good. Nice conditions, fast surface, 2 good teams. On the day they can play some cracking stuff, can't they?
Well, when you consider the weather that Leeds played in last Friday, this is almost a different game they're playing. Completely different conditions. The game you'd imagine will play differently, as St Helens are now looking to shift the ball in the one half of the field, pass it wide and find some space, something they've not done tremendously well this year. What a good start this is for them.
Yes, good start indeed. Matty Dawson is brought to ground close to the touchline on this near side. That was Roby. Here is Luke Walsh, but Leeds quickly, in the shape of Brett Delaney, close him down.
Got to be a good kick on the last. And Fage, got plenty of height on it. This is going to be a difficult one.
Ball goes back. It's play on, says the referee. McDonald gets the ball inside to Percival. He finds Amor. This is Jack Owens. Is he going to be trapped? Yes, he is. Leeds get him down on the last tackle.
Well, Kieran Cunningham will be furious about that. On the last, they got the kick. They got the possession. It was still on the 5th and final, but they just lost control of it. They had to make sure, and then they look completely lost. Someone's got to take control out there. It surprised me that John Wilkin hasn't done that.
Falloon will go down the right-hand side with Callum Watkins. Good tackling by Theo Fage, and also Joe Greenwood, restored to the side tonight. They're starting to get some troops back, the Saints.
Well, there's another run by Falloon, Eddie. It's interesting you mentioned his name. We're going to watch him with great interest, because sometimes players need a point to prove, perhaps to the coach and the rest of the team here, that they're good enough to be in the side. That's a question I think that Leeds have asked for the recently signed hooker. At the start of this season he arrived, didn't start the year through injury, and now has a chance to impress tonight.
Here's the first penalty from the whistle of Phil Bentham. Jamie Jones-Buchanan looking a little perplexed as to why the whistle sounded.
Well, you can see the tackle was completed and he just put the body over the top. It has to be made quite clear now, and I've noticed that this season, Eddie, especially, is the way that the referees, they're telling the players, look, if you are obstructing anybody to try to get a quick play the ball, we will penalise you. And the players have got to realise that.
This is Louis McCarthy Scarsbrook now for the Saints. He was pretty good in the defeat we watched last week against the Catalan Dragons here.
Well, it's obvious that St Helens realised that the quality of the captain for Leeds tonight, Rob Burrow, That's about the fourth or fifth tackle that Burrows had to pull, and Saints have been utilising the short blind side nearer to us. Nice good defence, defence.
Nice pass from Farge to Greenwood. Watkins in quickly with Galloway, scampering run, typical of Roby, up the middle, gets the pass away as well. Lomax, oh, brilliant footwork, he's back, he is back, Johnny Lomax, delighted with that, and so are St Helens. The players race to Lomax to congratulate him on that try, and how good was that footwork from this young man. No wonder he's smiling, no wonder Saints are smiling. First game since the 6th of March 2015 at Wakefield. 2 knee reconstructions later. Have a look at this again.
Yeah, wonderful play there from Roby. Look how he spins around. He positions himself so well. What about the dummy? Is he back? Is he ever? And boy, it's a joyous welcome to one man, Johnny Lomax. Roby sets it up. Watch the way that he just shifts the ball, throws the dummy back inside. Zach Hardacre, he'd no answer to it. And this young man has come back with a bang.
Well, we often see the highs that professional sports players go through, but are rarely there to witness the lows. He's been through a very difficult 12 months, the second time with that knee reconstruction. In fact, the reason he wears a head guard is because at 14 years of age he suffered another very serious injury. So he's shown the perseverance to bounce back before. I'm sure he'll do it again, and I'm confident hopefully over the next 5 years we're going to see the best of this young player.
Last try for Johnny Lomax, the 7th of March 2014 against Hull Kingston Rovers. What a way to mark your return to action. Close to the post as well, so this kick from Luke Walsh will add the extras, and St Helens lead by 6 points to 0.
Well, there's some lovely build-up. You see James Roby, he recognises, spots it straight away, that both Balloon, with his back to play, he's vulnerable. And everybody in the stand in the stadium, everybody sat at home, will be delighted to see Johnny Lomax not only back, but contributing and looking back to full fitness.
And that will give him a fantastic lift, a really great lift. 6-0 to St Helens here then at Langtree Park as Louis McCarthy-Scarsburg tries to run this ball back. We have action at Widnes as well. Ben Pro.
That's right, 9 gone at the Select Security Stadium. Kurt Gidley in for Warrington. It was a break from Matthew Russell, a dummy break that put them into a great position, and the Wolves hit the front. Widnes lost the last 4 and trailing here.
So Warrington ahead, St Helens ahead. Luke Walsh with a booming pass out wide to Greenwood. He then gets it away to Percival. Another returning heel, Mark Percival. Ball down 30 metres shy of the line. Greenwood gives the ball then to Walsh. Oh, and a short pass from Wilkin finds Amor, and the Leeds defence find him. Roby waits at dummy half, centre field, spreads it to the left to Walsh. He sees a gap, goes for it down the middle, and here is a try for Greenwood. What a start for St Helens. What a start for the former injured players. Joe Greenwood gets over the line. Back after the last 2 out. Well, this is the comeback, kids, isn't it? Saints tonight. Lomax and Greenwood with 2 early tries, and Leeds on the back foot after only 7 minutes.
And again, it's James Roby at the heart of it. Once it gets out wide there, beautiful work by Percival. Watch how he gets up, plays the ball quickly. And Walsh, I've been critical of this guy, Luke Walsh. He doesn't take the defence on too often, but he did on this occasion, and he's been creative. Greenwood in for the try. Saints are running hot, and look what it means to that man Luke Walsh. Far too often I've criticised in the past that Luke Walsh is just the link out wide to the 3/4, and he should do more of asking questions, and boy, he's laying the law down. He wants to be in charge tonight.
Well, the Saints have only had 4 sets of possession, and in 2 of them, Mike, you're right, Luke Walsh is running the defence. I'm not sure what Sean Long's been asking the halfbacks to do, but you can see here now Kieran Cunningham and Sean Long will be pleased, I think, that Luke Walsh is running at defenders and causing them problems.
Well, it's almost like the reverse of what happened at Headingley in March. Leeds streaked into an early lead, 3 tries in the opening 10 minutes there for them. I think they were 16-0 up at one stage. Saints got themselves back into the match. Leeds were leading at half-time. They went on to win the game in the end. And this from Luke Walsh now to give them a 12-point advantage after only 7.5 minutes here. Walsh misses. 10-0 though to St Helens.
Having watched the first 7 and a bit minutes of this game, I think it's really evident that we're going to be talking about 6s and 7s all night. Luke Walsh with a ball in his hand, he commits defenders. Theo Farge, Jordan Lillett, Rob Burrow are all getting extra work when it comes down to defending. They're getting plenty of traffic at them because the respective sides and opposition know that when they've got the ball, they're incredibly dangerous.
So Leeds kick off, having conceded 2 tries early here at Langtree Park. 8 minutes of the game gone, and more action at Widnes Ben.
That's right, Eddie. Warrington heading for a double, or on course for a double over Widnes within a month. It's a second try for Kevin Penny. Ambury with he ran the ball dead to force the goal line dropout. That forced the repeat set, and then Ben Curry found Kevin Penny in the corner. The conversion's just gone over as well, and Warrington taking a stranglehold on this game. They lead 12-0.
So Warrington in control at Widnes, Saints in control here against the Rhinos, as Roby finds Wilkin and he tries to put Tazai through the gap. And Leeds are really having to work hard in defence. Theo Farge with the kick towards the corner, and Ashton Golding will let that run dead. At last, Leeds have a chance to mount an attack.
Well, I know they've had most of the possession, but I've never seen a team transform the performance as much in 1 week as we've seen here from St Helens. They've played for almost 10 minutes, and they are completely unrecognisable for the side that we saw lose to Catalan, and for so many of the matches, players supporting the man with the ball, and there's far greater pace and urgency around the play.
Well, it's a huge problem for Leeds and their coach Brian McDermott, especially in defence. And that man who's just offloaded, Carl Ablett, he's been all over the shop in regards to the positional sense. And, well, he'll say that I've told you to play the ball, and they're very fortunate that they're going to be allowed to do that.
Callum Watkins claiming his elbow and his arm didn't touch the ground, but
yeah, it's spot on.
He wasn't tackled, he was entitled to pass the ball. Phil Bentham's called the tackle too early, so it's good that no team's been penalised for that, and we get on with the play of the ball.
Well, that's a poor kick.
Kick was diffused by Jack Owens. He wanted to get on with it quickly, and does, and is met by Mitch Garbutt and Brett Delaney and Galloway for good measure.
If Leeds have got to get back into this game, they've got to make sure that their kicking game is a lot better than that. It was far too deep. No chance for the on-rushing to put the pressure. And boy, I've just got a feeling that one hooker, James Roby, is on the boil tonight.
He gets the ball off the ground and gives it to Theo Farge. Tazai takes it over the halfway line for St Helens. Roby waits again, give it to Walsh. Thought about the kick, gave it instead to Louis McCarthy-Scarsbrook. They're attacking Leeds down the middle, piercing holes in this defence. Last tackle here though coming up for Saints. It'll go off the boot of Wilkin. Kyle Amor is in front of the kicker, so he could not go for that.
Oh, that was try
Golding
time.
makes a meal of the high kick. He's furious with himself, and I think John Wilkins, the man who just knocks the ball on as he comes in. No, it isn't, it's Greenwood, I beg his pardon.
Well, Greenwood knows if he could just get his fingertips around this, it was try time. You can see how the ball is quivering all over the joint. It seemed to as though he'd got it, and then Golding just lost it completely. Well, it's a nightmare if you're a Rhino fan.
He's furious with himself, Ashton Golding, he really is.
Yep, and it's... I mentioned before the kickoff, you know, Johnny Lomax has been out for quite some time, and I'm sure that Brian McDermott, we just got a glimpse of him there, would have said, look, any chance we have to high bomb, let's put Johnny Lomax under pressure. They failed to do that. He must be ring rusty, apart from his wonderful try.
Here is Amor for Saints. He skips inside one, and that was an important tackle. Zach Harder was involved, so too Delaney. Luke Walsh, desperate defence from Beau Falloon. He had to come out quickly and pull him down. Roby, Saints trying to turn the screw and get their third try. This is Theo Farge, that's high off Galloway.
Certainly was. Galloway didn't miss it. The official did.
Roby again, back it comes to Luke Walsh. Luke Walsh to open them up. Thought about the offload. Ablett was hunting the interception if it came. Roby Farge, dab to the in-goal area. Well picked up by Jordan Lee. He's trapped in goal.
Oh,
He's lost the ball.
This is a try. This is TRY time.
And is it Percival? I think it is, who got the last touch. They have no try on the field, though. Phil Bentham. Maybe there's a suggestion that Lilly grounded it in the in-goal area first, Stuart.
Well, that's what they've asked for. They think he's grounded the ball. Obviously, the ball came loose after that. We come back to this change in law a couple of years ago where a player has to deliberately ground the ball for it to count as a grounding in your own in-goal area. So, is he intending to ground the ball?
Where's the ball in the field of play first?
It certainly starts in the field of play. The Saints defenders are entitled to come and knock him back in one movement.
If what you're saying, Stuart, as to the change in the law, this has got to be a try.
Well, we've got him tackled in the field of play. The ball is grounded in the field of play first. If they come in and move him back in one motion, they're entitled to do that. It's where the ball is if he's still in possession.
He's held by a player though when he grounds the ball.
Well, if he's in possession and he's grounded in goal, they'll give the goal line drop back.
No try.
Well,
Mark Percival thought he was going to mark his comeback with a try as well.
That could be a bit of a turning point as far as Leeds are concerned, because it's going to be head and feet though to Saints.
Yeah, they've come up with the ruling that he was grounded in the field of play, the tackle was complete, and then he lost the ball after the tackle was complete, so we have a scrum to Saints.
Well, it's an escape.
Is it ever?
It's an escape.
They're on the rack, Eddie. The Rhinos. They're all over the shop.
Percival denied. That could easily have been given, couldn't it?
Well, it certainly looked like the ball came loose. I suppose when you slow it down to the video ref style, then it comes loose after somebody touches him.
St Helens, though, they get head and feet at the scrum. That's why they are again testing this Leeds defence with McCarthy Scarsbrook. Roby to Lamatazi. Quickly into him was Mitch Garbett. Roby comes to the right-hand side. Louis McCarthy-Scarsbrook goes without it after being fed by Theo Farge. It's the zero tackle here, but Ash Handley can't get out of the 10-metre line. He doesn't make any progress over the advantage line either, so the scrum will go down. No advantage, says Phil Bentham, quite rightly. Head and feed to the Rhinos.
Well, if Leeds come back to win this match, I think Joe Wells may well look back at the end of the game as a potential game changer here. They have their opponents under pressure. They've been great at converting that sort of field position into points. But the pass doesn't stick. And 10 points behind, well, they're still clearly in this match. 16 would be a massive hill for them to climb. They've got plenty of chance that they can work their way back upfield and set to build some confidence.
We saw a glimpse there of the Saints coach, Kieran Cunningham. He was far from impressed with the pass from Theo Farge. It was always dipping. There was no way that McCarthy Scarsbrook was going to get that. A huge let off. Now this is where Saints have got to use their brains. Don't move out quickly. They've gone early of Leeds.
Yes, he went for a 40-20 then, did Lilly. But Shannon McDonnell was able to pick it up just inside the whitewash on the right-hand side of the whitewash. And we've got more points at witness and the Vikings striking back then.
Right, 15 gone, and witness of hard deficit head. It's Joe Mellor with the try. It was Kevin Brown's bomb that was spilled that put them in the position, and Mellor, one of 7 back after that cut win over Rochdale, has hard that deficit. 12 points to 6 now, 1 into the head.
10-0 here at Langtree Park. Luke Walsh to Louis McCarthy Scarsbrook again.
Smart move as well. That's about the 3rd or 4th occasion that we've seen St Helens go to the front line and then switch the angle of attack. They're utilising McCarthy Scarsbrook to good benefit there.
Last tackle, so up it goes off the boot of Luke Walsh. Roby is chasing after it. Roby gets it, but a knock-on is called by the referee. Play on. No, now he blows the whistle and brings it back.
Eddie, there's a mistake there that leads to the scrum, and in terms of Leeds in this game, possession has gone all in favour and position in favour of the Saints side. Somebody's got to grab hold of this game from the Leeds Rhinos perspective, play out this set of 6, kick the ball long, probably get it off the island and slow the pace of the game down, just to let everybody catch their breath. Saints in an incredible dominant position here now, and they have been for 15 minutes.
Well, they tried that, didn't they, Baz, in regards to that they kicked early on that previous set of 6. That's the idea, if you're going to turn them around, but he wasn't the best of kicks. You've got to try and define the whitewash.
Leeds then looking to get a toehold into this match before St Helens score any more points. Galloway takes them forward to the last tackle. Lilly with a crossfield kick, or well, actually it's gone down the line as it turns out, and McDonald was underneath it, the St Helens full back. Let's get back to witness more action there, Ben.
The 19 gone, Eddie, and Warrington have restored their 12-point cushion. Joe Westerman it is who sneaks over to get the try. 3 tries in quarter of an hour now for the Wolves, and back in front by 18 points to 6.
Warrington having lost the last 2. Percival meanwhile goes without the ball here. This is the first real chance for Leeds to attack this line.
Yeah, and they've got to come up with it a little bit different as well, because St Helens, the last 2 occasions that they've had possession, they've come up with a knock-on. They're allowing the Rhinos back into this game when really, when they scored those 2 early tries, they should be taking full control.
Here's Jimmy Kinehorst. Haven't mentioned him so far tonight. Hardly mentioned any Leeds players, to be fair, in attack in the opening 17 minutes. Now we'll look at them as Delaney takes it forward to within a couple of metres of the post. Falloon gives it to Lilly. Lilly then to Garbutt. Garbutt is surrounded, but he still manages to keep the legs pumping. That's tremendous work from Garbutt, and eventually the Saints get him down. Bo Falloon fires the pass, and untidily it finds Hardacre, who drops it. But it wasn't the best pass, to be fair, and he went past at least 2, and Rob Burrow was one of them before it got to Hardacre.
I think we take for granted, Eddie, the importance of the pass from behind the play of the ball. Usually the hooker does it, and when it goes well, nobody notices it. We just accept, well, that's an easy thing to do. Delivering that pass accurately at the right weighting and the right timing of it to allow the player who's going to catch the ball to take it. Rob Burrow, I think it was intended for. It went past him, and after the first mistake, the second level of skill let them down.
Well, he's having a bit of a nightmare, isn't he, Zach Hardacre, this year? I mean, he was in superb form 2015, but boy, he's not the only Leeds player to be struggling as well, because they're just out of kilter. I mean, the way that Roby is controlling the dummy half, you wish you could say the same thing for the Leeds outfit. Brian McDermott has, in my opinion, has got to interchange with Bo Falloon.
Here's space for Percival to exploit. He's through 1 tackle, he's away from a couple more. Eventually they get him down. Good job that Brett Delaney was coming back to help out. This is Luke Walsh. Now it's Alex Walmsley who's off the bench, and Kinehorst gets to him. They've reached the last tackle. Roby, they're not interested in kicking it. This is Dawson. Can he get the ball away? No, he can't. He's trapped. And Leeds do well to stop any possible kick.
Yeah, tiptoe through the tulips, but Ash Handley came to the rescue with a very, very good low tackle in the end. Well, from what we've seen already, 19 minutes into this game, and you think to yourself, right, they're only 10 points down. They could have been 20.
Tell you what, they need to thank Jimmy Kinehorst. It isn't easy to stop Alex Walmsley when he just comes onto the field. Charging forward in the left centre for the Rhinos. Nice to pull him down his tracks. They've split through the middle now with Sutcliffe.
Yes, he's just off the bench, and he gets the ball away to Rob Burrow. Bo Falloon is the man who's been replaced by Brian McDermott.
And he's done the right thing, because I mentioned the fact that, you know, Rob Burrow will create a lot more problems in the defence, and that's a knock-on by Ablett.
Well, they're panicking, Leeds, aren't they? They're trying to score off every play now, because they know they're in a slightly desperate situation. It was a good ball from Watkins off the deck.
I'm not so sure, Eddie. He was under a lot of pressure. You know, they haven't been down that end all that often. And it's where you've got to... I mean, he's got the experience, hasn't he, Ablett? Is to be able to say, hang on, we're down here. Let's put a little kick into the in-goal area. Let's get another set of 6. Let's apply that pressure. It's a simple act.
Catalan Dragons going well. They're in Perpignan tomorrow night against the Salford Red Devils. We're there with them. 4:55 here on Sky Sports 2 again. And I'm sure that you'll enjoy that. You are enjoying it this year. Every home game covered here on Sky Sports of the Dragons, and what a season they are having. Roby spins out of a couple of tackles. Then they get back to him and bring him down.
He's back to his international best, isn't he, Roby?
Telebe off the bench. Significant changes being made maybe by the coaches. Liam Sutcliffe's on for Leeds at Delevey, and this man Walmsley on for the Saints, having warmed the bench. Roby to Walsh, gets it to Wilkin. Wilkin, it just went behind Percival, but he did well to hang on to it. It was the fifth and final tackle. It's the turnover. Kieran Cunningham knows his men have missed the count there. You know, Leeds, they claimed only their second of 3 wins this season against Saints last month, 30 points to 18. It was the 18th of March. It looked like that win would actually kick-start their season, but after the victory against Saints, they then lost 4 in a row against Castleford, Wakefield, Hockeyar and Salford before beating Hull at Headingley last Friday by 20 points to 18. A gutsy, gritty, determined performance from the champions in the most awful conditions. But here tonight, they're not really up to speed just yet, trailing by 10 points to 0.
Now Kieran Cunningham, Saints coach, and we saw there a glimpse of him, is not happy with how they're finishing their sets. And not surprisingly, only 10 points. They've completely outplayed him.
Lovely scamper from Burrow. He's got Ablett in support. He might not need him. He does need him. But he couldn't get the ball to him. I think Ablett actually went ahead of Burrow. Short ball from him then to Jones Buchanan. He then finds Sutcliffe. Booming pass wide. Golding will score. Golding will score in the corner, but Saints are furious. They give the try without reference upstairs. I couldn't see what they were complaining about, but maybe we'll see on replay. Stuart, you've got eagle eyes.
I think they're just looking at the forward pass, the long pass out wide. The touch is in a good position, referee's in a good position, they were happy and it was awarded.
Well, they've got to put that try down to the coach, Brian McDermott. I mentioned that the fact that, Bo Falloon not asking too many questions. This is the pass they're talking about.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, nothing wrong with it at all. Just sour grapes, and this is a break. This is the reason why Brian McDermott said off with Falloon, get yourself into the dummy half, get yourself to ask the questions. And boy, it was a good long pass. He got it away, didn't he? Good stuff. Jamie Jones Buchanan. And Golding has put the Rhinos back into the game when really Saints should have been threatening to finish them off.
Well, it was a lovely break from Rob Burrow, but Rob Burrow is not allowed to do that unless there's some momentum from the play the ball, and they just pick the speed of the play the ball up just a little bit, Leeds, enough to give some room and space to Burrow.
Great kick from Lilly to cut the deficit still further. The St Helens fans are furious with this pass from Sutcliffe.
Well, the skills let them down at times for Leeds this season, but not there. Brilliant play by Jones Buchanan to find an offload when he couldn't crash over. And then that is a fantastic pass. He's got length on it. It invites the winger, Ash Hanley, to come onto the ball and get his team for the first 6 points.
I know you've talked about that for a long time, Phil. It's the most difficult skill to execute. The left to right pass. Predominantly all rugby players, or most of us, are right-handed. Very few are left-handed. But to deliver that, I know Liam Sutcliffe is definitely right-handed. So to send an accurate pass that far is quality.
And Stuart, the St Helens fans won't be convinced that wasn't forward, but our cameraman was positioned perfectly. There was no question at all that was a forward pass.
None whatsoever. You can see the way he passed it, it comes out of his hand sideways. There's a little bit of drift, but that usually happens when you get a high lob pass. Nothing wrong with the pass at all.
So Leeds have certainly got the spirit back now. Oh, and that ball finds its way to Callum Watkins.
Yeah, all of a sudden the Rhinos have awoken.
Well, they have, because Sutcliffe is out there on the field. He's replaced Bo Falloon, and he has breathed life into the champions. There's Golding, the try scorer. Here is Lilly trying to go down the line. Well picked up by Mark Percival.
Boy, what a take that was. And there's some weight there. They put the foot out, stopped it. Percival then had the wherewithal to pick it up.
Leicester City, Man United, Arsenal, have a look at that from Mark Percival.
Seems to the naked eye that the play the balls are quicker in this game than they were last night. It's probably made it a little bit more exciting to watch. A lot of the players scampering forward, speed from end to end, and some fantastic skill as well to complement all of that.
Yeah, I'll agree with that, Phil, but I know one thing, the St Helens coach will be furious. Remember, you go back, Saints were applying the pressure, didn't put the kick in. Guess what? They've let Leeds back into this game, and they could suffer for that.
Well, they could. And you say that Kieran Cunningham will be furious. Well, that's a kindly bounce for Theo Fars. He gets it in the end, gets the ball away, and Jamie Jones-Buchanan will drop on it gratefully for the Leeds Rhinos. I say that Kieran Cunningham will be furious. You've got to give credit to Brian McDermott for the change that he made in pitching Liam Sutcliffe on. Yeah, but it also give the opportunity to that little man, Rob Burrow, to go into that dummy half situation. That's where they were missing. He's so good at it, isn't he, Burrow? There he is again, and he'll have another scamper away. He's collared by big Alex Walmsley and dropped to the ground. There's Sutcliffe from the dummy half. He gets the kick away, and this will skip its way dead at the other end of the field.
The big indicator for Rob Burrow is whenever he sees a big man at acting half, or at marker should I say, particularly Alex Walmsley, he's going to look to expose him, isolate him, make him look foolish with the speed and agility that he's got.
Well, you look at the scoreline, and there's only 4 points in it. And as I said, 18 minutes into the game, Saints were controlling it. They look fitter, faster, and now I'm just thinking that maybe the Rhinos have awoken.
Yes, they have. They've come alive, the Leeds Rhinos. It's exactly the same as the game at Headingley in March, but in the reverse order. Leeds came out of the blocks fast and furious, built up a lead. Saints got themselves back into the game. We're seeing it in reverse here tonight. And Theo Farge will get the ball away to Walmsley. Short ball then to Wilkin. He hangs onto it somehow, Wilkin.
This is
his knee.
This is going to be a better kick.
From Walsh. He finds the ground. Handley is there. Hardacre there to help out. A wall of white has arrived.
Yeah, it was a good kick and a good chase. Put them through.
Another change by Kieran Cunningham there. Richards on the field. Saints not standing square at the play the ball. Penalty to the Rhinos.
Yeah, smart move there. Good work by Zach Hardacre. Jumped straight in. Can see that they're not square. As soon as he runs straight at Roby, no option. And they've missed the kick. Oh, that is a sin.
Well, they went for length. Oh, and I think Handley got a bang there in that tackle. He's come out to the wing. He's just rubbing his head. But that's a concession of territory for the Rhinos. Saints back in possession. Televay plays it to Roby. Fleming, Richards then hands it on to Walmsley. And Roby again gives it to Walsh, centre field. Back here comes Farge. Short ball then from him. And Greenwood tries to stand in the tackle, but the sheer weight of numbers push him to the floor. Down the left-hand side they go with Farge. Well played by Lilly. Great interception that. And he has support too. And here goes Sutcliffe. Great chase back though by Roby.
Unbelievable try saver, but they're on the route.
They are on Lilly again. Lilly again to Golding. Golding back to Lilly. Here come the reinforcements. It's with Burrow. Burrow will get over. Fantastic try. Fantastic try from Leeds.
Outstanding, you're right, Eddie. And Beat Burrow does it again. But what about the wonderful handling to take that intercept from Jordan Lilly? What a name this youngster is making in Super League. It looked as though they went on that short blindside. It was going to be there, and it was easy peasy, wasn't it? Jordan Lilly, and he didn't panic. Get back on the inside. It's a good tackle by Roby. It had to be as well on Sutcliffe, but Lilly got involved. So did the winger Golding. And what about the finish? He knew he was going to get over. There's a huge grin stretched across his face as he knew that the line was open. Soon as the offload was here, Beep Beep says, catch me if you can, and they can't.
First try for Rob Burrow since the World Club series against the North Queensland Cowboys in February.
Leeds scored some spectacular tries last season when they picked up all three trophies. From my opinion, that matches any of them. That was brilliant, wasn't it? The ability and the effort from St Helens to get back and prevent the initial try and then make it even as difficult as possible was superb. But Leeds just had a way of keeping the ball alive, finding the man in space and scoring out to the left, making this kick. A little tricky one here for Lilly.
Jordan Lilly just pushes it the wrong side of the post, so that's one conversion each missed. Little shake of the head from Lilly, but he can be proud of the part he played in this try.
I like the interplay between those two players. Jordan Lilly and Ashton Gordon. They've grown up together playing at the Stanley Amateur Rugby League Club in Bramley, Leeds. I know all the club will be delighted with that. Getting Leeds back into this game, squaring the game up, and the momentum will swing back in Saints' favour. We saw the opening quarter all St Helens. Last 10 minutes or so, that seems to have been in the favour of the Rhinos. Who'll get it next? We'll wait and see.
A few belting tries for Phil Clark to put into his Phil Clark 5 on Monday. We had some crackers last night. The hat-trick from Ryan Briley, and then the match winner in the end from Dan Sargentson at Wigan. And we've just seen a couple of great tries here tonight already. Some fantastic action to mull over this weekend. And Jordan Lilly, 19 years of age, as we pass the halfway stage of this current campaign. At 19, and the way he's going, he has to be a candidate at the moment for Young Player of the Year, doesn't he?
Oh, he's got to be well and truly in front. And, all the Leeds faithful, they said, how are we going to find someone to replace Sinfield? I think they found him. The man that can lead them by example.
McDonald plays the ball to Walsh. He then gets it away to Jack Owens. 8.5 minutes to the half-time siren. It's all square. Saints off and running early. Leeds back in the match now with a vengeance. The big change from Brian McDermott to bring Liam Sutcliffe on, switch Rob Burrow into the dummy half role, has reaped rich rewards as Richards takes it forward again for Saints.
And we've just seen Alex Walmsley, the big fella, doesn't look as though he's 100%.
Great run from Wilkin. Good tackle needed. Good tackle from Brad Singleton. Walsh finds Matty Dawson.
It was the last tackle. They did signify it. Probably not as clearly enough for the Saints supporters or the players. Okay, well, some teams choose to run it on the last tackle. It's not obviously a bad option. You want to always score, Mike. But I don't think they were aware.
Witness Warrington News, Ben.
4 tries in the opening 19 minutes. We've got to wait 19 minutes for the 5th try. It's Ben Westwood who's got over from close range. Back-to-back penalties for Warrington, put them in their position. They chose to run it, and then Westwood sneaked over from close range. 24-6 now, the Wolves ahead.
So Warrington in control there, here, all square. And we've got a little more than 7 minutes to the break. Sutcliffe, such a difference since he's come on.
It certainly has, hasn't it? And you mentioned the fact that the little fella goes into the controlling area at the dummy half, but I know what will be said by Kieran coming into half-time is that, remember, when it gets to 5, the referee holds the arm up, you've got a kick. That's the second occasion.
Leeds on the way here, Leeds on the... Oh, was that ball put down? No, it wasn't. Play on. This is Kinehorse! Kinehorse goes in! Kinehorse goes in for the 3rd Leeds try. I thought there was a hint of a knock-on there, but obviously the referee closer to it than us up here. Brilliant hands by Leeds. And well, they've sprung from a 10-0 lead to a 10-0 deficit to a 14-10 lead. An incredible comeback. And it all goes back to the substitution of Liam Sutcliffe.
And not only that, Eddie, on 2 occasions when they've had possession, St Helens, what have they done? They've been caught on the 5th without kicking the ball. We often talk about putting the pressure on, but this is magnificent. The defence from St Helens is all over the place. Look at that, they're coming out of the line. There's nothing that Teavea can do about that. And Kinehorse puts the Rhinos, surely they'll go into the half-time break, full of confidence. What a take then. How on earth did the fingertip control succeed? Lovely dummy. It's all Rhinos. The Saints have gone to sleep.
Mitch Achurch somehow kept that ball alive when it looked for all money that it might have been a knock-on, but it was certainly not. And Kinehorst on the end of the final pass over the line. 14-10. What a comeback. And can Lilly crown it with a 6-pointer? And the answer is he can. From 10 down to 16-10 up.
Well, I think it's good when the more skillful side of the Super League champions. They were last year, and maybe they again. That's fantastic catch and pass here, under pressure, and it's led to another try, the 3rd one for Leeds. Look, the man in front of him, he manages to maintain his composure and concentration, and then Kindness with a skip in and out, walks it round to the post. Great try for them.
They're delighted, the Leeds supporters who have travelled over here. 16-10, 5 minutes to half-time.
Well, Steve-O talked about the lack of composure in that last set of 6 from St Helens. John Wilkin came up with a piercing run, and it's been his kicks, his high bombs that Leeds have struggled to deal with. Probably John Wilkin needs to get set and take control of those last tackle options, because it doesn't seem like the half-backs and the starting half-backs, Farge and Walsh, have the right composure.
They haven't lost 4 in a row for 19 years, St Helens. They actually lost 5 home games in a row in 1997. That included defeats to 3 teams from Australia in the one-off Super League World Club Championship that year. It's unwanted history that they are trying to avoid tonight. But Leeds have battled their way back into this match. Burrow to Lilly to Sutcliffe. And a deep kick from Sutcliffe. Picked out of the air though by Jack Owens.
Yeah, good position as well by winging Owens. But look at the chase there. You talk about, sometimes these sides when they scored a try, you think, oh, I'm out of my skin, I've got a big S on my chest, I'm a Superman. And that's the way it's turned around. And Saints can't complain because they've allowed Leeds to take control. The lack of kicking ability from St Helens, especially on the last tackle. Oh, that could help them.
Greg Richards felt that. Anthony Mullally, the guilty party. High shot. This will give St Helens some territory.
And a fascinating 6 plays. That's a relatively poor kick, that, isn't it, for Luke Walsh? He's made about 5 or 10 metres with that. I thought they would have got closer to the Leeds line here. But let's see what they do here in 6 plays. They scored a fantastic try last week on that left-hand side from a similar scenario.
Only 3 penalties in the match. Can St Helens gain something from their second?
Well, I've got to go back to what was so good in the first 15 minutes, and that was the likes of Roby taking them on from dummy half and Luke Walsh asking the question. They were all over the shop, Leeds. They were out of it completely.
Short ball from Wilkin to Amor. And as soon as he received that pass, he was clattered by Callum Watkins.
Yeah, and he was hardly moving. He was stood still. You've got to run onto the football. Good
Neat kick. Lomax again for St Helens.
We'll give it.
Great kick that was by Walsh. Second try for Johnny Lomax. Well, it's you score, we score at the moment, and Lomax. This is a night for him to remember already. Win, lose or draw. 2 tries on his comeback.
Silly Malawi, high shot. When what they needed was just composure, and they've allowed the same to come through. Walsh's kick was superb, and Lomax, try number 2. And I think there might be a little bit of a problem for Lomax. He looks a bit injured here. What has he done? Oh, let's hope he hasn't picked up another injury. He looked very awkward after he'd scored the try. I think he's going to be A-OK. Hope so.
Well, indeed. And the referee and Luke Walsh having a discussion and a smile, which is good to see. No dispute.
Well, Luke Walsh was asking about his signal of last tackle. He thinks that Phil Bentham's not signalling last tackle, and Phil Bentham's obviously telling him that he is. Goes back to the kicks earlier where they were getting caught on the last.
Yeah, they've been caught at least, I think, twice, haven't they?
So it's Phil Bentham's fault that Saints can't count.
I cannot believe that a player
it must be Phil Bentham's fault.
Blaming the official because, I'm sorry sir, but we can't see your arm raised.
Well, he's got to make the sign, hasn't he? And he's got to shout for 5.
But he has done. Listen, you've got 12 other mates out there that could say, listen, after 4, it's 5.
Walsh squares it up again. It's 16 apiece at Langtree Park. And we've got, a big score for Warrington Benn at Widnes.
It is big, Eddie. Warrington going back on top of the first Utility Super League after Wigan knocked them off just 24 hours ago. Joe Westerman with his second try of the match. Warrington now ahead by 13 points to 6.
There's some very advanced thinking by St Helens and play in the first half. The way that Johnny Lomax and the 2 wingers have alternated, they've swung and interchanged so that he's shared the workload and been in the right place to score the points when he's needed. Really clever, I think, backfield play from those three.
16 all then, 30 seconds to the half-time siren. Don't forget at the full-time siren, Sean Long will be making his way to the touchscreen to talk to John Wells. That's at full-time. Wonder what he'll be talking about. Maybe this first half where Saints have lost the count once or twice. At half-time, of course, it's Brian and John.
I think, Eddie, you may just mention the fact that Saints weren't kicking on the fifth.
Roby on halfway, finds Walsh.
Walsh they've done it.
Kicks towards
early.
the in-goal area and is picked up by Hardacre. And Hardacre will just take this tackle, and that will do us. It was a very gentle end to the first half, wasn't it? Brian McDermott with a smile on his face. But he will be smiling because his team struggled, and he takes the time to sign a young man's jersey before he goes into the dressing room. His team was struggling at 10-0, and then he made the switch of bringing Liam Sutcliffe off the bench, and Leeds Rhinos' fortunes transformed. Lomax with a half to remember as well on his comeback. 2 tries from him. It's a good contest. It's showpiece stuff. It's 16 all. ...40 minutes, 3 tries apiece, 2 conversions apiece, 16 all, and all to play for in this second half. Saints desperate for a home win, Leeds desperate for an away win, their last win away from Headingley, the grand final, would you believe? Last October, knock on here by the Saints, and Leeds have got it back from the kick-off, and now they have a penalty because they're all over the top of Jimmy Kinehorst.
Well, what an error. Not the best by Jack Owens. Leeds pounces on the football, and they could just strike up another 4-pointer in barely seconds after the restart.
Marley struggles to his feet, plays the ball to Burrow, and here is Jamie Jones. He carries 3-4 men with him to the line. Referee shouts, held, release. So they do. He plays it to Burrow. Burrow then to Lilly. Lilly finds Sutcliffe. Sutcliffe then to Callum Watkins. Good tackle by Theo Farge, low down. Hardacre. And Hardacre gets it to Brett Delaney. And Delaney will make further progress towards that line. Phil Bentham watching, not calling held yet. Now he does.
Will Burrow go on his own?
Well, he's got the ball on the line, has Brett Delaney. He's claiming a try. The referee says no.
Got to be offside.
That's a penalty underneath their own sticks.
Now then, will they take the tap or the 2? This will be interesting. Looks like Burrow's going to say we're going to run with it.
Well, a horror start to the second half for St Helens. Horror start. They are running it. Solid run from Mullally.
Watch for Hardacre. He's coming on that second phase. They've gone the other way.
Sutcliffe then goes back towards the left-hand side. Gets the ball away to Jordan Lilly. He shows it to Singleton. Then he gives it to Watkins. Oh, that's another important tackle from Roby. Now it's Burrow. And Burrow trying literally to burrow his way to the line. There's a collision there. Collision there with Roby that might have been penalised. Here's Hardacre. Floats the ball to Sutcliffe. And Sutcliffe sees a Televay and Amor ahead of him. Gets again to within centimetres of the line.
Jordan Lilly screaming for it. Again, he'll be looking for the full-back.
Lilly will bring it back. Across the face of play. Across the face of play. Then feeds at Watkins. And Watkins gets the ball. Gets the ball away to Brett Delaney. And only a fumble prevents the first try of the second half.
Well, it was a good step, wasn't it? You could see how the body twists trying to get it over. And that could have been curtains for Saints. This is where he put it, but the tackle had been completed. They've got it right there, Stuart.
Yes, he called hell when he was well, certainly before he got the ball down, and that's why we ended up with the play of the ball.
Well, St Helens had a self-inflicted 2.5 minutes of stress defending their own line because they couldn't take the restart as they kick off to the second half. They want to avoid that as much as possible. They did have the majority of the ball in the first half. They won't necessarily get that in the second. They don't want to spend too long down there.
Roby from dummy half has a scamper on his own right down the middle.
Well, that's what he did in the opening 10 minutes of the first half, and he set the scene.
Here's Lomax. Lomax with a kick to the in-goal area. The chase is on, and the ball beats everybody. Louis McCarthy, Scarsbrook and Ash Handley as well. Ash Handley, you may remember, home and away hat-tricks against the Saints last year. He restarts the match here from the 20-metre line. We've got some more action at Widnes, Ben.
That's right, Teddy. Kevin Penny, formerly of Widnes, his knock-on gave them the field position. Corey Thompson in from a superb pass. Tries in the last 4 for him now, level with Denny Salamona at the top of the Super League try charts. Widnes cut the gap. They now trail by 30 points to 10.
Here it's as you were at half-time. 4 minutes of the second half gone, and Leeds in possession. Delaney.
Now it's important that Leeds get a good kick right into the corner. It's all about position at the moment.
Kick down the line will find its way to touch on this near side from Liam Sutcliffe. First time this season he's come off the bench. Remember the performance he gave here last year? He was tremendous.
And it's a good decision to kick the ball off the island, slow the pace of the game down. They've had probably in the opening 5 minutes, they've had 4 minutes of possession. Leeds Rhinos, terrific defence from the Saints. When they've been under stress, they've had all the answers. They can't keep defending their own line, but they've passed that test so far.
Mentioned that Leeds' last win away from Headingley was the grand final. Their last away win in Super League 2016 at Huddersfield, September 25th. That of course clinched the league leaders' shield for them, with Ryan Hall, one of the absentees tonight, scorching down the wing. Let's get half-time news then. Angela Powers.
Thanks, Eddie. Kieran Cunningham is generally positive about that first half. They made a few errors by the last plays, really poor last play decisions, and you need to stay switched on and concentrated for the full 40 here. Control the ruck speed, he wants them to speed it up there, but being in control of it and shut down the offloads from Leeds. They need to concentrate on the short pass, no long passes here. And that ball has gone safely there with Ashton Golden. So the Brian McDermott camp, he said that it's all about the start for this second half. And there we go,
There's a try for Kyle Amor.
It's a huge mistake.
Well, they're going to ask a question about how that ball came available to Amor, but as you see, Phil Bentham has got a try on the field, and he wants to check the contact with Zach Hardacre, Stewart.
It's whether the tackle was legal. Was it a shoulder charge? Was there any contact with the head? And how does the ball come out? There's Kyle Amor who's going in. Looks like a fair tackle.
It's a big impact as well, Stewart.
Well, it's certainly not a shoulder charge. He's gone in with the chest. I think he makes contact with his own player.
Liam Sutcliffe, isn't it?
Yeah, there's contact there with his head, which causes a problem.
Yeah, loses possession.
So the ball's loose, it's free.
It's try
Amor's
time.
got it, put it down, that's a try.
That's a huge hit from Kyle Amor. Played 3 games as a Rhino. Kyle Amor comes up with an almighty shot on Zach Hardacre.
And the try is given to Kyle Amor, the man who began his career at the start of his Super League career in 2010 with the Rhinos. So St Helens get the try with Amor, but of more concern at the moment is the state of Zach Hardacre, the man of steel.
Yeah, collided with one of his own players. It was a huge hit from the big prop forward, Kyle Amor. But more importantly, they've got to take all precautions now, because there was a collision and his head.
Well, he'd already started the second half with the head guard on. That's probably because of clash of the heads earlier in the match. Wearing a head guard, he's given one of the toughest runs in the game, isn't it? To clear your own line. He attempts to find a teammate, and then he's headed into one direction and immediately knocked back in the other because of the ricochet of his own teammate Liam Sutcliffe there. We're just going to hope here now that his neck is completely cared for by the medical staff, and that they take the time to make sure he's very well. The try is insignificant at this stage here. Make sure that the medical team make sure that the game's best player last year gets the best possible attention right now.
Well, that's the problem. The problem was the hit was so ferocious. Perfectly legal, by the way, by Kyle Amor. His body was going in one direction, and then His head and his neck went in the other because of the collision with Liam Sutcliffe as a result.
Well,
and this is a desperate time now. We just want to make sure that Hardaker's A-OK.
Absolutely. They looked like they were trying to do a run around Liam Sutcliffe, come around Zach Hardaker. He wasn't given the time or space by the Saints defence. It's a real worry for Brian McDermott and the rest of the Leeds Rhinos team. That's why all the medical staff are taking every precaution to make sure he's okay.
And so they should.
So, problems for Leeds and Brian McDermott, but at witness what is happening there in the game against Warrington Ben Pro.
Warrington back in control, Eddie. 36 points to 10 now they lead. It's the second try for Kevin Penny in the corner after Ben Westwood was repelled by 6 over on the right-hand side. Good conversion as well from Kurt Gidley. And the Wolves in control, 36 points to 10.
Looks like they are going back to the top of the first utility table tonight. And good news, Zach Hardaker sitting up.
Well, we are lucky as well that most rugby league clubs, Leeds particularly here, have an experienced and enthusiastic doctor. We've seen a lot of action around the rugby league world, knows how to deal with the players, was there instantly. You know, these guys don't do it for money, they do it for the love of the sport. They want to make sure they provide the best possible care.
Well, Paul Lamphy has been at the Rhinos for a long time. He's involved in that, making sure he's consoling Zach Hardaker, obviously trying to talk to him, make sure he knows what's happening. Paul Lamphy got complete control of that situation. That's a good sight, a welcome sight.
Yeah, it sure is, Baz, that is for sure. And I got the impression that when he received the ball, it looked as though he was trying to sort of turn and offload maybe, and that made it worse because you could see that Kyle Amor came right from a blind spot and whacked him.
So Luke Walsh is about to try and take this conversion as Zach Hardaker makes his way from the field. He's walking though, that's important. The stretcher was called for and it is now back in place on the sideline, but Hardaker doesn't look particularly well, but he's walking to the dressing room, that's important. As Walsh misses, and he holds not exactly his head in his hands, but his eyes shot to the heavens, and he shakes his head. That could be a crucial miss.
Yeah, right there, Eddie, and he knows it. After this big fella's come up with a big hit and then a loose ball, he's pretty quick to pounce on that.
You wonder whether Luke Walsh had too long to take that kick. Obviously the game stopped while the player was injured, but he lost his concentration. The player of Walsh's accuracy at kicking to miss 15 metres from the sideline. They've lost a couple of tight games here this season. The Saints will be hoping that one doesn't cost them.
Well, Kyle Amor lost his rag there. It looked as though he was kicking out with his boots.
The challenges are ferocious now. They really are. It was a brave carry from Amor because there were about 6 grey and green jerseys coming at him. Here is a Televe. He rides one challenge. Garbutt gets to him. He still takes them forward 3 or 4 more metres.
Got to be a good kick. Surely Cunningham has got it to him. Said we've got to kick on the last.
And
it's
they
high
do.
from Wilkin, but it's far too deep.
And Steve-O, you referenced the interchange when both Falloon went off. Rob Burrow went in at 9. Well, they've had to change that. It looks like Liam Sutcliffe is at fullback, Rob Burrow is back at 7 and Falloon at 9. We'll see how that alters the way that the Rhinos play.
There is Falloon behind Rob Burrow. Got the ball away. Whoa, brilliant feat from Ash Handley. And Ash Handley has the pace to go all the way for Leeds. What a try from Ash Handley and a big smile on the face of Brian McDermott. Ash Handley got 3 tries in a match twice against St Helens home and away last year, and he pressed the gas button there to cruise his way to the line, and having conceded at one end, Leeds strike back at the other, close to the post. The Rhinos could easily be ahead in a moment.
Lovely step, but this is where it goes into double gear. It's a long time since I've seen a scissor kick like that. The great Lewis Jones used to do it all the time for Leeds, but this is quality. Watch for the scissor kick. In and out. See you later. McDonald has got no answer. What a try.
But I tell you what, this kick from Luke Walsh just went the wrong side of Posts a few moments ago after the big delay for the injury to Zach Hardacre. Ash Hanley gets his try close to the posts, which means that if Jordan Lilly kicks this goal after 10 minutes of the second half, the Leeds Rhinos will take the lead by 22 points to 20. They led 16-10 after just over half an hour. This for the lead for the second time tonight. Makes no mistake, does the young Lilly. 22-20, Rhinos.
Well, it was the ferocity and line speed of Kyle Amor that caused the previous try. It actually undid the defensive line of St Helens on that occasion. And the young, nimble, fleet of foot, goose-stepping Ash Hanley, he gets a long-range try for the Leeds Rhinos. Brian McDermott, he has a smirk or a smile. It's not often you see one of them on Vic McDermott.
Well, individual brilliant plays helped Leeds last year. Ryan Hall, Tom Briscoe, two of the fantastic wingers we've had in Super League. I didn't think that they could do something like that without Ash Hanley. How he stepped up to the plate there in the absence of those two great players.
It was a tremendous run, and we saw Zach Hardacre receiving the very best of medical attention in Game Changers this week. Tomorrow, 8 o'clock on Sky Sports 1. They spent a day apparently with Nathan Mills, the St Helens physiotherapist, finding out all about his job. The feature will be seen on the programme tomorrow, and it also is available on demand and on our website.
Well, Leeds have just offered the ball up to Saints, lost control, and that's going to be a penalty. And Jones Buchanan, well, he's complaining to the official, but no doubt about it, you can see him just rolling over the top. The law says once you've done the tackle, you've got to get away out of it, and there you can see there's plenty of claret flowing on the face of the loose forward. Now then, Leeds defence has to be strong, very strong indeed.
So St Helens trailing by 2 points. Richards with a solid drive up the middle. This game could go either way tonight, you get the feeling, and Roby gives it to Greenwood. Greenwood gets over. Second try for Joe Greenwood. Well, this is entertainment par excellence tonight. You are seeing some fantastic tries. 25 years of Sky Sports, it hasn't been much better than this throughout that quarter of a century.
And this is where they lost control of it and got themselves into a position. And it's once again James Roby. He got the penalty. Look how he just shifts back on the inside. Greenwood comes on the angle, and that is a soft try. Brian McDermott will be very disappointed with that defence on that occasion. You can see Sutcliffe got pushed off. He was trying to just shield the ball, but again, James Roby, the architect, and Greenwood had the upper body strength.
Oh, it's beautiful stuff from James Roby. That's a set play. Some of the ruck plays that used to be around in the 80s and 90s have perhaps fallen out of fashion a little bit, but that's come back all the way from 1990. James Roby bringing back on the inside Joe Greenwood. He's got a big future in the great game, Joe Greenwood, and that's a great try from him.
Yeah, and Joe Greenwood injured in the semi-final against Leeds last year when the Saints lost. That was a blow to them, but he's come up with 2 tries here tonight. And can Luke Walsh add the extras now? Yes, he can. And this game is swinging to and fro. One try scored by one team, then the opposition goes up the other end and scores.
Well, it just shows you that both sides, Saints and Leeds, have the capabilities of scoring good tries, and it's all come about by the error from the defending side.
Well, tries are plenty here at Langtree Park, and tries are plenty too, I think, at Widnes Ben.
Yeah, this one wasn't bad either, I have to say. Warrington cruising towards a first win at Widnes since September 2012. Great combination it was between Gidley, Joe Westerman, and then Stephen Ratchford goes in for Warrington. Now ahead by 42 points to 10.
I think we can safely say Warrington are going back to the top of the table. But who is going to win this? The battle of the team that has struggled to win at home against the team that is yet to win away. And Kieran Cunningham holds his head in his hands because Saints get the lead and then they drop the ball inside their own half again.
Yes, our old friend who used to say the knockathon, didn't he? And that's what we've got. Error after error, either side.
And another try at witness. Ben.
Looks like a try in vain for the Vikings, Eddie, but Stephen Marsh, it's a very eye-catching effort anyway. He made an excellent break a couple of minutes ago and now just betters that with a try. They're not going to win this one, but it's a good 4-pointer. And now 42 points to 16, the Vikings trail.
Meanwhile here, Leeds mounting another attack. And that is Mitch Achurch. Bo Falloon waits. Lilly back to Golding.
Oh, nice little move again, the switch from Leeds. Golding, the winger, coming round on the angle.
Here's Rob Burrow now. Rob Burrow drops his shoulder and then takes the hit from Matelieve.
Well, he wanted Keith Galloway, the pro forward, to just go into that little hole. It closed up quickly.
Garbutt carries the battle forward. 3 hang on to him. Down he goes. This is the last one for Leeds. Falloon to Burrow. Burrow short ball. Jones Buchanan. Important intervention by Walsh. That's the turnover.
I think you just got to realise there how good Joe Greenwood is at scoring, getting close to the opponent's line and crashing over. Probably one of the best. Made it look easy at the other end of the field here, and Saints did well to defend and stop Jamie Jones Buchanan. But having a big forward out wide who can find his way over the line from close range is an invaluable asset for any team.
That was a big shot. Brad Singleton on the big fella Alex Walmsley. Plenty of impact
from Galloway.
Silly play.
John Wilkin smiles because he knows his team have got the penalty.
You know, I mean, it's not even a swinging arm. If you're going to hit somebody, make sure you give it one.
Well, that could easily be in Barry and Terry's big hits. Because it's a penalty.
Are you being sarcastic?
No, it's a big hit, it's a penalty, it's bound to be there. Tuesday on the website.
Well,
if you're going to hit him, hit him properly, is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Well, that's good enthusiasm as well from McCarthy Scarsbrook. You know, that's the type of effort that you're going to get. And again, we've got to see the big fella. He's coming through. Walmsley saying, we've got him into a good position.
Roby to Walsh. Here's Lamatazi. Skirts away from the first would-be tackler. Plays the ball quickly to Roby. That's Walsh. A Televe now.
And again,
solid tackling low down by little Burrow.
And the pinpointing the little halfback Burrow. Oh, that will look forward. Not seen by the official. That was a late pass.
Reach tackle number 5. Here comes the last for Saints. Theophane. Brilliant. How many more great tries are we going to see tonight? Sensational from the French international Theophane. This guy has certainly got to grips with Saints play in the Super League just lately. It's his 6th start in a row. Got a try last week against the Dragons from Perpignan, and a try here tonight against the champions from Leeds.
Well, Leeds give away the silly penalty from the front forward Galloway, puts him in a position. And I'll tell you something now, watch Farge just make it look as though he's going to throw the ball out wide. That is poor defence. I'm taking nothing away from the class from this little French fella. But you can see there it wasn't the best. The defence failed to move up. He looked as though he was going to throw a ball out on the left-hand side, and he just strolled over.
Steve, what about the hard line from Greenwood? It's again the threat of Joe Greenwood that has Leeds defenders eyeing him up. They're not sure whether to take the ball or take the man, and the golden rule is always take the ball. Good recognition from Theo Farge.
What's fascinating there, in the whole 6 players that St Helens had, Farge couldn't get his hands on the ball in the previous 5, desperate to try and make an impact. He got it on the last one and made the right decision when under pressure there. St Helens wanted the halfbacks to take on the defenders before tonight's game. I'm sure they're completely satisfied. We'll get to hear from John Wells and Sean Long at the touch screen. whether that was a message that had gone out to the half-backs. And at the moment they've got an 8-point lead, which you'd imagine Luke Watts will make to 10.
Well, he should do. He should do. Luke Walsh. Yes, he doesn't miss those. 10-point lead it is.
Yeah, pretty comfortable. He just looked with his eyes and it fooled the defence. They were very, very slow. He'll be happy with it. I'm not so sure there'll be any smile on the face of the Leeds coach, Brian McDermott. He knows that that was a soft try. As I say, he's got the quality, and you're right, Eddie. He is settling down into the Saints pattern.
Indeed, and Kieran Cunningham just punched the air, and I think I read him when he said, "Good lad." I don't know how that translates in French. Should have a word with Bill Arthur really to find out that, but good lad, the little Frenchman.
Good ladi.
Pardon?
Good ladi.
Pretty sure it's not that.
Well,
I know it's
Bon.
not that.
Is it Bon?
Barry is fluent in French because he watches the Catalan Dragons every other week for us.
Bon
He'll be there
amigo.
tomorrow.
Bon amigo.
Isn't amigo Spanish?
Either that or Mexican, either way. They
Bon
speak
garçon.
Spanish.
Bon garçon.
This is going to be a good kick. Got to get it. They're in control, Saints
I
now.
thought garçon was away. Anyway, never mind. This is Theo Farge again. High kick from Theo Farge. Claimed by Liam Sutcliffe. And then he is dragged over the line by Percival and Greenwood.
And he's got it right, you know. Phil Bentham, I don't think that the ball carrying arm actually hits the ground. See, if it had gone down straight away, he wouldn't have been able to do that. You've got to think on your feet. I'm afraid he didn't do that.
Bundled over the line. Enthusiastic chase by the Saints. Played well, Greenwood, on his comeback. Couple of tries for him. Some great runs, some punishing runs at this Leeds defence. The goal line dropout reaches halfway and Wilkie. Here now, Lamatazi. Boom, straight into the chest of Watkins. Still going.
And that's a type of run that we've seen over for many years from the St. Helens side. And the build-up to that try all came about, as far as I'm concerned, the last try for Farge, was that the enthusiasm shown by the second row of McCarthy Scarsbrook in the first offload.
Great offload from Wilkins to Roby. And Roby keeps on going, gets them to within 3 metres of the line. Still 3 tackles remaining. Theo Farge changes the direction of the attack. Walsh drops it off to Walmsley. Walmsley has a dash at them. Pulled down by Galloway. Roby again. Here is Walsh. Walsh then gives it back to Lomax. Lomax finds Louis McCarthy Scarsbrook. And Leeds defence find him as well. Down he goes. He reached the 5th. Here's the last. Lomax. Back it comes to Walsh. High kick underneath the sticks. Lilly is there, and Lilly claims it bravely.
Wonderful take. He knew that there was heavy traffic all around. Fair play to the St. Helens defence. Oh, that looked high from Greenwood.
Well, Leeds are clinging on to a hope, Eddie, before this game that they could still make it back to the grand final this year. They're clinging on right now here to any hopes of picking up 2 points from this match. It's courageous defence in their own line, and their opponents and their supporters here, the home side, are desperate to find that killer blow, one more try in this final quarter.
Sutcliffe gets the ball out wide to Handley. Handley's quick, we know that. He gets away from Louis McCarthy Scarsbrook, and Jamie Jones Buchanan tried to take it round his ears and knock the ball forward, and JJB will be furious.
And there's nothing wrong with the pass either. That's something that you should take. He just perhaps overrun it slightly, had to reach back for it. But he knows it. He probably knows that maybe if he'd made the clean break that they could have just fought their way back into this battle.
Bruising battle it is. Injury news from Angela Powers.
Injury news from both sides, Eddie. We saw Zach Hardacre go down at the start of this half with what looked like a clash with one of his own players after that tackle. He's gone through the 15 minutes of the concussion time, but he won't come back on now. He's not been a peep from their changing room. They're still waiting to find out the exact extent of the damage. I'll bring it to you as soon as I can. Matty Dawson at half-time went through a concussion test as well. He won't come back on this half. Nobody's quite sure what happened or where he banged heads, but he won't come back on for Saints.
So the options off the bench for the two coaches reduced. because of all of that. Here's Lamatazi.
And again, another great run. It lifts your side. And now they've got that 10-point lead of Saints. This is where they've got to control it from here on in.
Wilkin.
Oh,
well,
dear me.
Was it meant to be a short ball for Wormsley?
Yes. According to...
No, it wasn't. He was looking for Theo Farge. Wormsley was in the way.
Well, John Wilkin won't be happy with that, and he showed his frustration.
You could see Wormsley wanted that ball. He thought one-on-one he had enough to beat Church. It went behind him. He stuck those big mitts and paws out, and a knock call. That was the call.
So St Helens with a 10-point lead here at Widnes. Ben, it looks like Warrington almost home and hosed.
Right, Eddie, back-to-back tries for Stefan Ratchford, his second of the match. It's not going to approach their biggest Super League win over Widnes, 68-4 at the Magic Weekend of 2012, but it's a very impressive performance nonetheless. Warrington comfortably in control.
Not
comfortable here for St Helens yet.
No, I was just about to say, Eddie, is it that, St Helens can't just hang back and say, well, we've got it sorted out. There's only 10 points in it.
Golding with a kick underneath the sticks, fielded easily by Jack Owens.
Boy, what a good tackle from the little fella.
Not giving it up, Leeds, and why should they with 16 minutes remaining?
Saying there's plenty of time to get back into it. 10 points adrift, yeah, you'd have to say that Saints are favourites. It just depends how they're going to control it, but we've seen so many simple errors from either side, and every time they seem to do that, the opposition take full advantage.
Wilkin desperate to hang on to the ball and make some more progress forward. Roby stabs the ball towards the in-goal area. It's going to run too long.
So they're asking them, though, 80 or 90 metre questions, and by the time they give them the ball, they almost can't see the opponent's try line. It's been great control of where the match is played that's helping St Helens. But a penalty or a break gives them a chance, and they just know Leeds can play very patient until the very last minute, as we saw with Ryan Hall last year at Huddersfield.
Warrington 2 points away from the half century at Widnes. Here, 32-22, and a quarter of an hour remaining as Watkins gets Leeds over halfway. Burrow, the dummy half, he'll have a scamper. He won't be giving this up, Rob Burrow.
It's a great tackle as well by Theo Farge. And the centre, Callum Watkins, again coming in the angle.
Mitch Garbett steps out of one, steps out of two. Mitch Garbett. Well, he did well then.
He's got lovely feet for a big man, Mitch Garbett. Earns his side penalty as well.
Sorry, Barry, but almost a criminal offence.
It was very close, wasn't it? I suppose there was a lot of defenders around him, so he let it go.
And play on, says Brian McDermott off the sidelines. No interest in the 2 points. Why would there be with a 10-point deficit? Rob Burrow. And here they come again. Oh, it's a chance, it's a try.
He's got it down.
It's a try for Mullally. Anthony Mullally has got the try. Leeds aren't done yet.
And fair play to the Rhinos. I mentioned the fact that St Helens can't take their foot off the pedal.
And try for Mullally, how timely.
Yeah, and it was a wrong look by the big prop forward. It was good work by Saints. They made sure that he couldn't offload. But look, how about this for upper body strength? They had four there, and Mullally, the super sub, spins, scores, game on.
Again, it all comes from that break, that midfield break from the big fella. Started the game, Mitch Garbett, and he's got some footwork. He earned that field position, and Anthony Mullally, he profited. This game's not dead and buried yet.
Not at all. Jordan Lilly accurate with the boot again. The gap is down to 4 and 13 minutes remain.
Saints will be really disappointed with the goal line defence. There's nothing on here, it's just a case of collecting Mullally, making sure the ball is clamped up. And there's 5 Saints players in attendance. Kieran Cunningham will not be happy with that. It's too soft for this Saints side, and they've made themselves vulnerable again.
Well, top of the table battle next week, all right. Warrington against Wigan, Thursday at 7 on Sky Sports 2. And then, funnily enough, the bottom of the table, Huddersfield at home to the Rhinos next Friday, 7:30 on Sky Sports 2 again. And who would have thought that at the start of 2016? Because along with Saints, Leeds is the only other club to have competed all 18 playoff series since they were introduced in 1998. But that record is under threat, serious threat, in 2016, unless the Rhinos can start to win away. And Borough wants them to win away tonight.
Good job, McDonald got to him. They're looking very tired at the moment.
Here is Singleton.
And I'm not maiming one side because both sides are out on their feet.
It's been played at a hectic pace from the start, and it's gone one way and then the other. Here is Sutcliffe, gets the ball away to Watkins. Good tackle by Theo Farge and Johnny Lomax. The ball is flung out of the back door because this is the referee says the last tackle. Lilly keeps it moving well, but Leeds are going backwards, not forwards. This is Garbutt now. What a run from Garbutt. Loses the ball forward in the end, and McDonald picks it up for St Helens. What a game. I think he's enjoying it despite the fact that his team are 4 points adrift, Brian McDermott. Why wouldn't he enjoy this?
Well, I'm not so sure if you're a coach because of the defensive qualities, but it was a good job that Farge got there.
Well, Mitch Garbutt's having an identity crisis. He thinks he's Callum Watkins.
He thinks he is, you're right, the way he's taking these marauding runs downfield and testing this St Helens defence. Amor catches one for his corner, doesn't complain, gets up, plays it to Roby. Now it's Walsh. Televay, hair flowing behind him, gets the ball away to Louis McCarthy Scarsbrook. And he keeps it going to Walsh. This is Harlem Globetrotter stuff from these two sides tonight. Theo Farge thought about the pass. Theo Farge! Oh! What a try from Theo Farge!
They don't come much better than that, Eddie.
Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable.
Outstanding work.
It's going to be the Phil Clark dozen this weekend.
Well, you may as well make it 3 or 4 dozen.
Well, let's have 2 or 3 fives, eh?
I'm going to say we've had some tremendous strides over 2 days. But look at the big fella coming through there. And it was that man Clark that came to the rescue and lost control of it. And what a wonderful game that the hooker James Roby's had. Here's the offload. McCarthy Scarsbrook takes it through. But this is just magic. From the standoff, Theo Farge, Walsh, dancing, in and out. Shows a dummy. Shows another dummy. Shows the speed. Takes the step. He knows he's got the speed. Oh boy, it's anybody's game this. What about the offload there? Darcy, great. Keep it alive. Throw a dummy from Walsh. But this is worth watching time and time again. And I reckon this French fella will be doing that for a few weeks.
Well, Steve-O, we've seen pieces of skill in this game that you might not see in a whole season, and it looks like both of these sides are playing a game of he who dares wins, and it looks like at this point in time 36 points to 28, and I'm sure those two players in their heyday would have enjoyed moments like that.
I don't know if they're enjoying it right now as coaches though, but believe me, it's good to watch.
It's very interesting that Theo Farge didn't make the starting line for St Helens for the first 7 rounds. That's absolutely amazing. That whether there was another reason why St Helens didn't choose to pick him, because on the evidence of what we're seeing, Mike, he's a star right now, never mind a star for the future. He's been fantastic at running at defenders, taking them on. And I'll tell you what, I bet the Saints wish maybe had he started the season, maybe they'll be a little bit higher up the league table.
Well, to be a good half-back, you've got to be cheeky and you've got to test the defence, and he certainly has done that.
Louis McCarthy Scarsbrook now is doing that. Theo Farge was steaming up on his shoulder as well to take the pass. It might have been a hat-trick pass to Theo Farge had he got the ball away. 2 tries for Theo Farge, 2 tries for Johnny Lomax, 2 tries for Joe Greenwood. What a night, what a game.
And they'll be hunting for the hat-trick, that is for sure. But what about the composure that we've seen throughout this game from James Roby? He has just been the man. Take it left, take it right, runs from dummy half. His defence, as always, has been impeccable.
Roby at dummy half. Here is Luke Walsh at Televey. They've reached the 5th tackle, the Saints. This now is off the post. Oh, and then locked over the line by Theo Farge. Theo Farge, the hat-trick was beckoning.
What he was, and he knows it as well.
We've had a 1-point overdose for you, Mike, with this return this week.
I've enjoyed every single second. But I think that the Frenchman would have enjoyed it a little bit more if he could have just got his fingertips to that. Well, this had been a masterclass from the standoff.
And yes, Steve-O is back, and this weekend already we have had a drop goal-a-thon.
And why not? It's so important. And don't be surprised if you see one from Saints before this game finishes.
Rob Burrows away again, look at him. Jordan Lilly's being pulled back in back play by Amor. He might not need him. This is Callum Watkins. Callum Watkins goes down.
It's got to be a penalty. The touch judge has got to run on.
Brilliant tackle by McDonald.
If they don't score from this, the touch judge has got to get in for the...
He can't go back. He can't go back now.
Well, the interference, surely.
Ashton Golding goes down. Here's the 5th tackle, so last one coming up. Burrow again. Lilly fires the flat pass to Sutcliffe. Sutcliffe with the kick to the corner. He finds him. He finds Kynehorse. Kynehorse scores for Leeds. I'm running out of superlatives. Second try for Kynehorse.
I'm running out of paper.
Wow. It's not done yet, this game.
Well, let's hope the scoreboard offense is not running out of points, because I tell you what, this is one of the best tries we've seen. Some sensational efforts on a dry surface with good weather. These two teams have shown us what skill they have today. It really has been a super contest in the Super League here. I thought St Helens should have had a man, Kyle Moore, sent to the sin bin, but Leeds have managed to get over that fact here with a catch and pass there, step inside, and eventually they've made it 4 points with a very important kick to follow on this. Here's the kick that leads to the try. What a great one-handed catch, taken in, converted by Kynehorse. He's been great in defence. Can his teammate be great with the conversion?
Lilly with the kick. Yes, she can. The teenager's done it. The back within 4, and we've over 5 minutes remaining. Ash Handley's kick on the catch and pass on the far side to Jimmy. I'm going mad.
Take
to
a
Jimmy
breath, Eddie.
Kynehorse.
Take a breath.
I can't believe it. Eddie's just mentioned he's going mad. After 25 years, he's finally found out.
This is just... It's out of the top draw, this, tonight.
It is, but they're out on their feet, and that's why there's so many breaks. I don't think I've seen a Super League game for years with so many breaks from either side. As you said earlier, Eddie, it's a nightmare if you're a coach. They'll enjoy it if they can get away with the spoils.
They've scored tonight for the first time this year. Leeds Rhinos 6 tries in a match for the first time. They could still end up on the losing side. They could nick it in the next 4 minutes.
Well, Mike, you're right. Leeds have made a lot of breaks, and a lot of them have come around from Rob Burrows' ability to run and get in between 2 defenders. I'm sure that had to be the message from Paul Wellens and the Saints team. Burrows the main threat right now.
Jamie Jones-Buchanan.
Got to be careful, Saints. Don't give away a penalty. The seconds are ticking away. The Rhinos are sniffing something. Kicking in the corner from Lilly.
Oh, that's off Percival. Head and feed to the Rhinos, I think.
Yeah, he'll check with his touch judge, and yes, it's... Oh no, he's giving it the other way. He'll go upstairs.
I think we'll have a look at this.
Is it Ashton Golding that knocks it out of the grasp of Percival?
That's what the touch judge is called. We'll have a quick look to see whether that's right. He's ruled that Golding's knocked that out, and I think they've got the decision right on the field.
that's
caught by
great.
Percival and then knocked out. Yeah.
That's great work from the touch judge on this close side. I criticised him for not running onto the field of play when it was Jordan Lilly that was pulled back when they made that last break. They finished up scoring the try anyway. The Kainos, second of the night.
Saints then with Percival, lead by 4. We've got 4 minutes remaining.
Can either team hang on to the ball for a set of 6?
Televey, 30 metres away from his own line.
Saints don't have to push it. Saints have to just take it nice and steady. Try to get somewhere near the halfway line and then get the kicking game. Get it over the whitewash. Oh, they did a good run as well.
Roby gives it to Theo Farge. Wilkin back on the inside. Big challenge coming in.
Will they go for the whitewash? I would on that short side.
It was Morgan Knowles, by the way, who felt the full weight of that challenge. And Sutcliffe clasps the ball to his chest. And Leeds now with Golden. Ashton Golding.
Rob Barrow of Leeds.
This now is Burrow to Jamie Jones Buchanan. And it's Burrow who picks that up off the ground cleanly. No knock on. Lilly. Jordan Lilly.
Oh, he's got it away.
He has to Handley. Handley keeps it going. That's off the legs of Kindhorse. Play on.
Yeah, it wasn't a knock on.
Good call from the referee. Brad Singleton.
He tried to offload as well. I've got to say that John Wilkin was furious at that. Oh, what a beautiful kick.
Golding is away from Percival. Golding is down the line and gets the ball to Watkins. He tries to get it inside. The ball finds its way over the whitewash. And Brian McDermott knows that was the moment.
Yeah, and what an effort from Theo Farge. Sensational. Golding gets round Percival, tries to get it away, and Theo Farge comes to the rescue.
What about Johnny Lomax, Steve-O? He's had all that time out, well over a year. Still gets himself in the frame. There's been some huge performances from both sides, but that man, after such a long layoff, to have some crucial impact.
One of the advantages of your team scoring a spectacular try that you've seen repeated and repeated, the one when Danny Maguire chipped it over and Ryan Hall scored in the last few seconds to win the game, means that your memory bank's absolutely overloaded with positive memories that you can still win a game in the very last second. And that's why Leeds still have the danger. There's a magic play potentially still in them to win this match.
Morgan Knowles will pick himself up off the floor and he'll play it. And that was Roby who fed Wilkin.
Good run by the captain as well. This is where you use your common sense, and there's none better than this fella, James Roby. What a game he's had. There's been so many stars out there.
Well, I wouldn't like to pick the man of the match out of this one, Steve-O, but that is your job tonight. And Theo Farge knows, that's come off the ankles of Lilly, and the Leeds will take the chances here, and this is Sutcliffe. And Sutcliffe hangs on because we're approaching the final minute.
There's no pullback either. You can see McDonald trying to get back as quickly as possible, but he's out on his feet as well.
Burrow, the big fellow, Galloway.
Will they chip over? There's less than 1 minute.
This is Leeds' last chance. Mitch Garbutt.
Barrow on his own, chip over.
Burrow goes on a run, gives it to Sutcliffe. Sutcliffe nearly got through. They've reached tackle number 5. Last one coming up. Saints mustn't give away a penalty. Oh, that's 6 to go. That is 6 to go off the arm of Lomax, I think.
Oh, he didn't realise it.
The referee will bring it back. It's a free play. It's all this effort for nothing. All this effort for nothing. The referee's called time off. He'll give head and feet to the Rhinos.
He's not going to get a try, John Wilkin, but he's worked his socks off tonight. Took some really tough carries. You see him get himself in the right place. It's an offload and a hope really from Liam Sutcliffe, and the captain, who's worked tirelessly all night, will watch that clock just tick, tick, tick away.
Well, if they're going to win this, they have got to do what they last did when they won away from home in Super League at Huddersfield.
Yep.
They've got to win in the last 30 seconds of the match.
And the guy
Leeds supporters all over the country, as far afield as Harpenden in Hertfordshire, and I'm sure up north in Scotland and across there in Yorkshire, they are roaring them home at the moment. Can they come up with this? Here is Watkins. He shows it to Sutcliffe, and Watkins gets away, and the St Helens defence come back and bring him down.
I'm putting my money on Rob Burrow to come up with something.
Jamie Jones-Buchanan carries them into the 20-metre zone.
Seconds are ticking away, less than 10.
Are we in for another Ryan Hall style moment or a wide to West? No one on. Percival claims it. And St Helens claim the victory. And Brian McDermott's away problems go on. What a game. What a fantastic game. What an advert for the first utility Super League. The champions beaten on their travels again. They ran St Helens so close.
We're talking about value for money, Eddie. This has been superb.
It has, from start to finish. And here it was, the last play of the game, and Percival coming back into the side after so long out, clasped the ball out of the air, and St Helens win at home and halt their horror run of home form. Well, what a game.
You talk about players having to dig deep. 15 minutes from the end, both sides were out on their feet. Both coaches will perhaps look at the videotape of this later and they'll say, well, the defence wasn't good. Eddie, they were out of juice. There was nothing left in there.